So Sarah, welcome to our little chat today. Let me introduce you. So Sarah and me actually came to meet in person in Barcelona last summer when she was still living there. Still, Sarah and me, another classic case of online business owner who have met online. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Sarah, and joining me.
You're welcome. It's nice to chat for once.
True, exactly. So let me just start with my favorite question of all times when I do these little networking events and we just chat about our businesses. What's your story, Sarah? So how did you start an online business?
So I started my online business, which is a branding studio, so brand strategy and brand design. And I started it was mid-pandemic when everyone was in a lockdown. And I transitioned from a 9-to-5 job, well, a 9-to-6 job actually, where I was working in an office. Then I started working from home. And I just really didn't like the 9-to-6 lifestyle. I had that job because I thought it was what I was supposed to do. And everyone wanted that, stable job for me, but I just didn't like it that much. I didn't like the timetable and the restrictions of working in such a huge company because I was working for a global sports brand. So it was like you didn't really have much influence because there was thousands and thousands of employees and you just had to follow the protocols. And I felt like I could do more if I had more freedom, to help people. And that just wasn't the case in my other job. So I was taking a graphic design course online before the pandemic. And then I just kind of got hooked on the whole online, building a business online, like online branding, building a personal brand. And it just became kind of an obsession about learning about this world. And I unintentionally became full-time in my business when I tried to change jobs. So I tried to go from my office job to a part-time job that was a social media manager. So I was like, okay, I'll get my foot in the door learning about the online world, learn how to run a business Instagram. And at the same time, I can work part-time for a little bit of money and build my business. And then because of the pandemic, a day before I was supposed to start that job, they were like, oh, we don't need you anymore. And I'd already quit my other job. So I was just like, oh, crap, I don't have a job anymore. So I was just like pushed into my business full time and had to just make it work. It was like a bit of a scary situation.
Wow, thanks so much for sharing. And you made it work. Like I've seen your website. Actually, the way we got to know each other is because I came across about your beautiful Instagram account, and that's how we ended up meeting. Where beyond the beauty of the content that you post, you also post so much about how to develop your brand, and the learning effect is so great in following you. So that's what caught my eye when I first reached out to you and we started chatting on Instagram.
Yeah, I can't even remember actually specifically how we met. It must have been, it's like one piece of content and you start talking and then from there it develops into a friendship. But yeah, thank you for that.
Interesting. So what would you say was your biggest learning in this really difficult situation of really starting your business online in the middle of a pandemic after, transitioning from a 9-to-5 into the situation?
I would say the biggest thing I've learned is that you really don't have to know everything. No one expects you to know everything. We put all of this pressure on ourselves to have every skill to start a business. And you have to remember when you're working alone as a solopreneur, you're handling all of these different parts of the business that normally are handled by a whole team of people, right? So you're learning how to build a website yourself, do email marketing, manage an Instagram account, do your finances, design things. Like you're learning all of these new skills. And I think the important thing is to not put too much pressure on yourself to do them perfect. And most successful people that own successful businesses really don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. So just like embracing that and, learning to acquire those skills on the go and just be more confident in yourself, because it's mostly about your confidence, right? Even if you don't have the specific skills, having the courage and the confidence to move forward regardless.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. It's such a learning experience, and also in terms of, there's also where the online community plays such a huge role, right? Because me, for an example, I have no clue about branding. So if it wouldn't be for accounts like yours, I wouldn't learn as much, like I wouldn't know as much about branding as I do right now. So in the end, it's thanks to, yeah.
Well, you're welcome. And I think that that's the beauty of the online business industry too, is that there's so much free knowledge out there, and people are sharing so much educational content that you can learn to muddle by and do it yourself.
Absolutely. So what would you say has been the single best thing about working online? So this transition from a 9 to 6 to working online, what's a good thing about it?
I have to say flexibility, and I mean flexibility in all aspects, right? So the flexibility to work from wherever you want. So last Christmas was the first time that I could go home and spend a few weeks with my family, because I live abroad. My family are in the UK and I'm in Spain. The first time I could spend a few weeks with my family because I could just work from home. And I haven't had that for the last decade, since I lived in Spain. And also the flexibility to help people in the way you want to help them. So like I said, in my other job, I had to stick to these protocols and these strict ways of doing things. Even when I thought there was a better way, I just couldn't, because they didn't have the flexibility. So I think just flexibility in all aspects.
Absolutely. Please, don't you want to tell us a little bit more about your business and whom you're serving?
So I am, at the moment, actually going through a bit of a transition from just offering design services to focusing a lot more on brand strategy, because I've been running my business now for 8 months, and it's become more and more evident to me that design only gets you so far, and strategy behind the design is, what has an impact on people, right? So your design of your brand is like what people see from the outside, but the strategy is what is the core of your business. So your values, who your ideal client is, like really what's important to you on the inside, and that's what makes a good brand. So right now I'm transitioning into offering not only design packages but also strategy, mainly for personal development, health and wellness businesses, because that's an industry that's really close to my heart. And everyone that I work with is a female entrepreneur or female small business owners. So yeah, I'm focusing mainly on the personal development, health and wellness industry, because it's one of those industries that had an impact on me. So I've worked with mindset coaches and life coaches, and I've really seen how their work and their coaching can help women to feel better, more confident, healthier, happier. And I don't think that it's an industry that people know about, or isn't as common, like not many people think, oh, I'm going to go and hire a life coach, or, oh, I'm going to even, I don't know, go to therapy. It's still kind of a bit of a taboo subject, but I wish that it was more well known, because I think the benefits of taking care of your health, mental health, and your physical health are both so important. So that's why I love helping those type of brands to make an impact online, because then they can reach even more women, and then it has an impact on those women.
So nice. Thank you for sharing. And it's also so beautiful to see how passionate you are about your business. Sarah, would you consider yourself a CEO?
I think that's a funny question. I have a funny story about this, because when I want to say 13, 14, I checked with my parents, but my mom said 14. This is the time when, like, you're a teenager and you're starting to think about what you want to do, like when you get a little bit older, and people start saying, oh, what are you going to be when you're older? And I literally said to my parents, I'm going to be a CEO. That's what I said when I was 14. And I checked with my mom and I said, am I remembering this right? Because I'm almost 30. So, it was quite a while ago. And I said, did I tell you I wanted to be a CEO? And she was like, oh yeah, you did. And it's funny now when I look at it, because at Christmas I made them like a custom Christmas card, and I said, from your daughter, the CEO, and I sent it to them for Christmas. And my mom was laughing about it. And I don't know. I think it's funny. I don't know whether I feel like a CEO, maybe because I don't yet have a team around me, and I kind of associate a CEO as someone who has a small team. So I think when my business grows, maybe I would feel more like that. But every day I'm trying to more embody that role and feel more confident in saying that. I like to say I'm a founder, that I founded my business.
And so thinking about your role as a founder, what would you say makes a great founder?
Again, going back to not trying to do everything perfectly, confidence, courage, making mistakes and not letting that get you down. And actually, apart from my branding business, I've just co-founded another product-based business with a friend of mine in Barcelona. Well, we became business partners and then friends. So now I've got 2 businesses on the go, and it can be scary, but yeah, I think confidence and courage and learning from mistakes and taking action, even if you're not sure what the outcome will be, because you have to learn from it,
One last question, Sarah, before we review where people can find you. Would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely. I think even in this beginning stage, which I say I'm in the beginning stages because I'm in the first year of my business, I think I've never been happier personally than I have been this year. Just being able to take care of myself how I want to, work on my own timetable, live where I want to, spend time with my family and friends when I want to. And I think all of the stresses of starting your own business are worth it for that side of things.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much for sharing all your insights today, Sarah. And now, where do people can find you who are looking for a branding strategist?
So I'm mainly on Instagram. I say mainly, pretty much every day. You can find out what I'm doing and get some free tips. So my company's called Mist Design Co. So that's my Instagram handle. And then I'm also on Pinterest and Facebook under the same handle, Mist Design Co. So yeah, I don't know how many people use Pinterest out there, but for creative businesses, we're all on there too.
Yeah, absolutely. I use Pinterest a lot, so I'll follow you there. I found you there. Yeah, good. So I'll link your Instagram handle below. And thank you so much for joining us today, Sarah. And have an absolutely great day in south of Spain, where you're living now. Yeah.
I've just remembered one more thing. Can I add one more?
Of course.
If you go I'm just thinking for extra free things, if you go to my website, which again is missdesignco.com, I have a free 3-day video workshop about brand positioning and also a DIY branding guide that you can download. So those are probably more useful things than just stalking my Pinterest.
Absolutely. So for the Facebook users, I'll link them below. And then on Instagram, the Instagram users, please go to Facebook, because there you're going to find Sarah's freebies link. So thanks a lot. Then let me get back to you later so that we get the links in place. And now I wish you an amazing day ahead, Sarah.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Talk to you soon. Let's catch up soon.
For sure.
Bye.